Hello and welcome to Newsroom series on Channels Television. I'm Joke Rogers. Today, we're in the Northeast region. But before we get there, let's take a look at our top stories this hour. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is investigating former senior officials of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, including two former chief executives, Mele Kyari and Abubakar Yaradua, over alleged abuse of office and misappropriation of funds. The investigation centers around the $2.896 billion allocated for refinery rehabilitation projects under their tenure. That's Port Harcourt Refinery, $1.56 billion, Kaduna Refinery, $740.6 million, and Warri Refinery, $656.9 million. The Anti-Graft Agency has requested documentation relating to the ongoing probe, including certified true copies of emoluments and allowances of 14 individuals involved in the investigation. Some of the key findings include discovery of a large sum of money in the account of one of the sacked managing directors of the refineries, totaling about 80 billion naira, sparking further investigation and leading to the arrest of the recently sacked managing directors of all three refineries. The investigation has raised concerns about the management of the NNPC Limited and the refineries, with some experts questioning the transparency and effectiveness of the company's operations. The trial judge in the case of late Bamishe Anyonwola, the 22-year-old fashion designer murdered by a BRT bus driver, has asked the government and transport authorities to make transport services more safe for young women and the vulnerable in the society. As part of a judgment delivered yesterday, Justice Serifat Shonaike of the Lagos State High Court noted that transport is an essential service, and the case of the convicted driver, Andrew Nice, brings to the fore the need to urgently address the issues of safety. With the attempted rape of late Bamishe, the rape of another young woman, and the sexual assault of a third woman, all at the hands of the convicted BRT driver in this case, the judge wondered how many more young women are out there who, for fear of shame or stigmatization, have failed to come forward to report such crimes. Let's get into Newsroom series, and we're starting in Yobe State. The United Nations Children's Fund, in partnership with the Yobe State government and traditional rulers, have embarked on the polio immunization at facilities and house-to-house across the state. The aim is to ensure that all the eligible children are immunized, especially in the communities where compliance is low due to some beliefs. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Mohamed Lawan Ghana, the Emir of Damaturu, Sheikhu Hashimi, alongside the officials of UNICEF who led the team, revealed that most of the families that rejected the vaccine after citing the team have now allowed their children to be immunized. In a related development, UNICEF organized a dialogue for media personnel both within and outside Yobe State to support the immunization campaign.
We're marking the end of the African Vaccination Week, which is commemorated by the Yobe State government. And secondly, we're also carrying out the polio immunization activity, the SIA. Here in this community, you have just seen that there were some non-compliances, which was resolved together with the traditional institutions. We're going around supervising the activity. Having come to this location, we've seen those that have readily accepted the vaccinations, and then we have seen one or two cases that have actually tried to reject, but on educating and sensitizing them more and dialoguing, they have accepted, and all of them. So as such, we don't have any case that has refused to collect the vaccine.
In its anti-counterfeiting bid, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDA, says it's turning to technology to clinically edge out fake and unwholesome products from circulation. During its two-day sensitization for stakeholders within the supply and consumption chain in the Northeast, NAFDA unveiled Scan to Verify and Green Book applications for smartphones and computer devices as ample tools for wholesalers and consumers to determine the authenticity of products before they use them. As part of its anti-counterfeiting measures, NAFDA says the Green Book and Scan to Verify user-friendly applications were developed in-house after being in the works for some years and completed in 2024. It's a two-day sensitization workshop organized by the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDA, for suppliers, consumers and other health practitioners in the 6 states of the Northeast.
Each batch can have multiple...
Integral to its anti-counterfeiting measures, NAFDA is unveiling 2 user-friendly applications it believes would lead to a more informed consumption of pharmaceutical products and stamp out counterfeit ones.
It's a anti-counterfeiting measures that NAFDA has explored technology to produce, and we are sensitizing stakeholders, including all the supply chains practitioners, as well as healthcare providers, on how to use it for us to remove counterfeit products along the supply chain, so that counterfeits will not harm our people.
While the Scan to Verify app is an upgrade of scratch and text for consumers, the Green Book contains all registered authentic products on NAFDA's databases to edge out counterfeit drugs from circulation.
We have an app. The Green Book is an app. The Scan to Verify is an app. So now, the Scan to Verify has all the products that NAFDA has registered and all other information that you want to get on such products is on that book. Then the Scan to Verify is an app on its own and is actually linked to the same Green Book. It's linked to it. So if you need more information from the Scan to Verify, you can actually get into the Green Book. But if you don't know much, you don't really need much, that Scan to Verify take care of it for you.
Fully developed in-house, NAFDA says the apps are game changers as they enable users to verify and report fake products.
A product that has a NAFDA number, we Scan to Verify, either the healthcare practitioner, it could be the doctor, the pharmacist, the wholesaler, the retailer, even the consumer can scan the 2D data bar matrix. So once you scan it, it will show you whether the product is genuine or not.
We've enjoyed a lot of collaboration, gotten information that led to us mopping up fake products from the market in Gombe here. And this one now is like both the consumers have what it takes to even identify the fake products, and it go a long way in we getting useful information that will make us to stop the menace of fake drug circulation.
For the stakeholders, the development is seen as a watershed in food and drug administration in the country.
Let's shine our eyes to these people that are using this substandard drugs or maybe fake drugs or expired drugs, and make sure we identify and then complain appropriately.
With the Green Book and Scan to Verify apps in place, NAFDA reiterates that it's confident that it has added formidable layers in its fight against counterfeit and substandard products in the country. Away from health to education, the Academic Staff Union of Universities Bauchi Zone has presented the award of national scholarships to 12 indigent students from various universities in Bauchi Zone as part of efforts to support access to higher education. The initiative, organized through the union's Grants Research and Publications Committee, saw each beneficiary receive a sum of 200,000 naira. Apart from the national awards, the various branches in the zones are also supporting students with grants ranging from 100 to 200,000 naira. ASU emphasizes that the scholarship was a response to the rising cost of tuition and other charges in tertiary institutions. The union also called on the government to prioritize the provision of educational grants over student loans, which it argues may further burden already disadvantaged students.
Down in the 1990s, it became very serious that Nigeria was no longer paying serious attention to education. And as we began to raise its voice and raise it very loudly and let the world know that Nigeria is not being committed to tertiary education in particular and other sectors of education in general. So as we say, well, as part of our corporate social responsibility, we should be able to look at this set of human beings and see how we can encourage them. You never can tell that some of them seated here. You may see one of them as head of state tomorrow, and engineers and doctors and philosophers and the rest of them. So we decided to introduce this program, the history of which will be presented by the IPZC. And this is where we are here today, to call our students, call their parents, and to present awards that have been carefully selected from among all the students who applied for these special awards.
More on education in the northeast, the governors of the region made up of Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Taraba and Yobe states have resolved to work closely with the National Commission for Almajiri and out-of-school children education through the provision of office space in each state. This is contained in a communique read by the governor of Taraba State, Abu Kefas, at the end of the Northeast Governors Forum meeting held in Damaturu, the Yobe state capital, where the forum also pledged to support the enrollment of Almajiri and out-of-school children into formal schools.
Forum notes that addressing the security challenges in the Northeast require a multidimensional approach of not only the kinetic strategy, but also address the root causes such as youth employment through vocational and technical education, improved road networks, improved education, and reducing poverty. Forum resolved to work closely with the National Commission for Almajiri and out-of-school children education by providing office space in each state, support the enrollment of Almajiri and out-of-school children into formal school, provision of vocational and technical education, as well as develop a unified approach to addressing the menace in the sub-region.
To agriculture, about 120 abattoir workers drawn from across the 21 local government areas of Adamawa State are being trained on how to convert animal waste to wealth as part of efforts aimed at management of waste in abattoirs. The training, organized by the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, which is in collaboration with the state government and other agencies, is aimed at tackling the environmental menace posed by indiscriminate dumping of animal waste around abattoirs and converting waste to wealth at the same time.
There is no spare of engagement in Adamawa State that you don't see the presence of the governor of the state. He has graciously approved this training exercise for our abattoir users, the key players in our abattoirs, our divisional veterinary officers and our meat inspectors across the 21 local governments of Adamawa State. Technology has taken us far beyond where we are. It is called WW, Waste and Wealth. Waste before now has been a major challenge, both environmentally and, of course, health-wise. But in other climes, technology has also shown that you can convert this waste to more viable products that will help both the abattoir users and the surrounding communities. Waste in other climes today are used to generate electricity. They are also used to generate power that you use in dressing your eyes and your skin.
One health concept which attempts to balance between animal health, human health, and environmental health. And in doing that, the abattoir is right there at the center with its operations.
Meanwhile, the State Ministry of Livestock and Aquaculture urges participants to take advantage of the knowledge acquired and use it as an additional resource for wealth creation in the livestock production value chain. Well, the Taraba state government says it's committed to resettling displaced Yandang-speaking tribe back to their ancestral homes and ensure that peace continues to reign across the state. The secretary to the state government, Gebon Kataps, gave the assurance when he represented Governor Abu Kefas at an event to celebrate Yandang culture after years of crisis that claimed about 500 lives in Lao local government area of the state.
Never seen in our history.
For centuries, the Yandang tribe in Lao local government area of Taraba State, northeast Nigeria, reportedly lived in subjugation to other tribes. This continued as indigents of Yandang community, who are predominantly farmers, were attacked by suspected herders, during which many were killed and others displaced and forced to exit their ancestral lands. Things took a turn in 2018 when the state government intervened by creating a chiefdom with a third-class chief installed to give them a sense of belonging.
We thank the government of Taraba State.
Stakeholders at the event say at least 500 people were killed, with 20 villages affected and community members spending about 4 years in IDP camps. This, according to them, affected their preoccupation, being agriculture, their livelihood, as well as their social lives.
Thank you.
With the dark chapter closed, the Yandang tribe have once again rolled out their drums to celebrate their culture and tradition, appeal to their ancestors for a fruitful harvest, as well as celebrate each other for their resilience on the platform of the Zunki Yandang Carnival.
A few years back, our communities have been going into a communal crisis. The Fruga Fulanis from the Fortajelon invaded our communities, the militia, disrupted, killed, maimed, and destroyed properties. We've lost over 500 people, and to the glory of God, we were able to surmount our fears. Today, our people have returned back home, and we have continued our normal lives.
There's been a very, very great hunger for them to celebrate this event. And now for some time it's already celebrated because of many factors, one of which you said we had gone through serious crisis as a result of herdsmen attack. That attack took our people more than 5 years behind. And most of the villages, over 20 villages were displaced, and we spent about 4 years in IDP camps inside Jalingo and other neighboring local governments.
National Assembly members present at the carnival used the occasion to appeal for tolerance and peace as they pledged to assist in rejuvenating the communities affected economically.
There is a recruitment, ongoing recruitment into Nigerian army. Please, Yandeng nation, do not be left behind. Go and join the Nigerian army. Go and apply. But if you are a short man like me, don't even go, because because they will not take you. But Yendeng, they are very peaceful, innovative, and thrive their mind their own businesses.
I just branch at the junction to kickstart the commencement of Abari and Environs electrification project before coming to this program. God bless. This is to boost economic growth, support entrepreneurship, stimulate economic activities, create jobs, and increase income in our communities.
Governor Agukefas, who was represented at the event, assured the Yandang tribe that he would do everything possible to make their lives meaningful by ensuring the sustenance of peace.
I want to thank the commissioner who has assured you that this cultural festival is going to be in the calendar of cultural events of Taraba State. And I can assure you that His Excellency and his government will contribute immensely in future preparations to ensure that this cultural festival is a lasting festival.
And like Oliver Twist, the Yandang people are reminding the state government that they are faced with the challenge of maternal mortality, for which they seek the intervention of the federal government, the Northeast Development Commission, and non-governmental organizations to help change this narrative.
More culture coming your way, this time from Gombe State, where the Gombe Emirate Council says it's leveraging on a hybrid of Western education and the state's vast cultural heritage as a force for inclusive growth and development. This has been at the center of discussions during the conferment of traditional title of Dokajin Gombe to a quantity surveyor, Anas Adamu, by the Emir of Gombe, Abubakar Shehu Abubakar, for his massive contribution in building a progressively modern Gombe State and employing thousands of youths. In recent times, both Gombe State government and its Emirate Council have witnessed an upsurge in the involvement of young professionals in key positions.
This traditional title conferment ceremony, to all intents and purposes, is an august gathering of the cream of Gombe society who have converged on the palace of the Emir of Gombe in the heart of the capital. The desire of Gombe State Emirate Council to leverage on its vast and enlightened youthful population to ensure sustainable growth and development under the leadership of its Emir, His Royal Highness Abubakar Shehu Abubakar III, is demonstrated in the conferment of the traditional title of Dokajin Gombe on a young construction professional, Anas Adamu, whose contributions dot the architectural ecosystem of Gombe State.
Anas Adamu Mohammed is a professional in the construction industry. That's to tell you that his contribution will add value to the cultural monuments in Gombe State because he's already a professional in that field. So his contribution now in this kind of activities will enhance the activities and will also contribute positively for the preservation of our cultural heritage.
The contribution of young professionals in Gombe State's journey to modernization may have cemented the partnership between the Inouye-Haya-led state government and the traditional institution to build museums for the preservation of cultural artifacts. This event signposts their efforts.
The traditional class is progressive, they are well educated, they are well exposed, and they are concerned about the community. So they will continue to put an eye on the development under the normal arrangement and ensure that the common man would benefit from any arrangement.
We have a very rich culture, but there's nowhere you will find in the state that you can be able to go and study or know the good tradition and custom and culture of the people of Gombe. So it's a very good step in the right direction by His Excellency to preserve the culture, tradition, and the good values of Gombe.
While promising to give more to the development of Gombe, the new traditional title holder emphasized that there is synergy between Western education and Gombe State's rich cultural heritage will bring development.
It started in the pre-modern era, it started as a tradition. Now it's something that is mixed up with the Western education. So you have to get the two to consolidate and to drive your people to the promised land. So I believe it's a very good step in a very right direction.
While congratulating the new title holder, the Gombe State Emirate Council says it will continue to encourage young professionals to give their best in the development of the state.
That's Newsroom series today. Thank you for watching. I'm Joke Rogers.